Hi, I am MD Shahar Islam. My ID is 222156144. Today, my presentation topic is life cycle of system analysis and design. First of all, we talk about introduction to system analysis and design. Definition: developing and maintaining an efficient model, we can follow some step. It's called system analysis. Then we talk about overview. When we develop a system, we have some we have follow some necessary step. Sometimes we can follow 9 essential steps of life cycle. Then we talk about proposal. First, when we develop a system, first we ready a structural proposal to successful build a system. Then we talk about implements. Essential, we can ensure efficiency and effectiveness when we work when we work uh, the system to implement the system or a model. Then now I am talk about the step of 9 life cycle system analysis. First step and second step is requirement determination and specification. In requirement determination and specification, we can talk about understand need. First time we talk about the needs of client or customer. We can survey uh, to the people why customer needs to the requirement. Then we talk about define goal. When we collect needs of customer, we can list a needs of customer. Then we define our goal, which needs we implement the system. Then we talk about explore alternative. When we define our goal, then we define some alternative goal. When because sometimes we cannot fulfill our main goal, then when we fulfill when we cannot our main goal, then we implement our alternative goal. Now talk about the step of third and fourth. When we complete our goal, then we uh, talk about feasibility analysis and final specification. In feasibility analysis and final specification, we talk about check feasibility. Check feasibility means uh, when we implement our system, uh, it's fruitful our customer, it's fruitful uh, fruitful company or developer, the satisfaction and cost material and market value. uh, Total package is called feasibility test. When we pass our feasibility test, then we implement our model or system. Then we finalize our SRS report. SRS reports means the total reports of a system. In SRS reports, we we needs uh, feasibility analysis, we needs customer review, we needs customer requirement, financial cost, uh, yeah, etc. etc. Then we when we ready our SRS report, then we uh, choose hardware and software. Hardware and software means which tool we which tool we use implement our system. uh, then we talk about step 5 and step 6. Step 5 is hardware studies and step 6 is system design. Hardware studies mean in our system which kind of hardware we use. Then we talk about system design. uh, In system design and hardware studies, we talk about identify component, design database, and start coding. First of all, we identify our component. Uh, which component we use to design mm, our project or system. Uh, when we choose our hardware, then we implement our system, which in system design we can use Figma or etc. um, um, when we identify our components, then we design our database, which database we can use. uh, Database, when we select our database, then we start our coding to implement our design. Uh, then we talk about step 7 and step 8. Step 7 in implementation, and step 8 is evaluation. Uh, implementation means a coding part. When we design our system, then we implement our then we start our coding to implement our system. uh, in implementation, we can install some system. uh, mm, then we train up our user. uh, when we implement a new system, it's user cannot properly use this system. For this reason, we can train up our customer or user, then we use this system. uh, when we train up our user, we collect some feedback for this system. And sometime in our system, we can find some drawback. uh, in next update or implementation, uh, in we fill up this drawback. Then we talk about evaluation performance. When we complete our design, and when we when we complete our design, um, then we evaluation our performance. This system is satisfactory to use a social site or customer. Step 9 is system modification. In system modification, there are some tools name is apply, update, fix bug, and monitor system. uh, Mainly system modification is used after launch our system. When we launch our system, we can find some drawback. When we find some drawback, then we update, apply to update. And and sometime in code we in code we find some bug. Then we fix this bug and change the code and implement the new system and launch the system. And then when we run our system in marketplace, we monitor our system, it's run properly. Thank you everyone. This is my presentation.